Hello, my lovely. Welcome to Paradox Painting. My name is Danny, and I am so excited to get into this today. So, in my mind, I wanted blue. I wanted a sea, like turbulent, wind blowing, and movement, liquid flow in every part of the ocean. But I wanted it at night. So I was like, how's that work? But it's art. So, with that, let's go ahead and get started. Thank you for joining me today. If you are interested in this painting, email me at rubberducky2005 at yahoo.com. With that, let's get started. This is quite a journey, but oh my gosh, I am in love with the result. So, I grabbed myself a little 8 by 10 canvas. I'm learning, so I don't want to mess up big time. But everything is about learning and exploring. So, with that, I poured the black paint. I didn't know how much, but I figured that was a good puddle and stretched it out a little bit. And then I began to really look at this and go, all right, now I want to get like iridescent clouds in the background. And so we'll put some blue there just to lighten it up a little bit. And hopefully the black doesn't swallow it all up. And then I thought we'd add this pearly purple just for a shimmer here and there, as if it's an iridescent black night, but you could see like some unknown light source. Then we'll add just a little bit more of highlights. Get a little messy. Doesn't look like much yet. But with this style of painting, it doesn't take near as much paint. So I'm like, okay, what do we do with this? And then I'm like, okay, we'll make clouds, right? And that way, when it stretches out, it might look like a sky. It got awful dark, so I decided just to put a little bit lighter color in there. I mean, how can we mess it up, right? It's just sky. And besides, nobody has seen this guy before, so you can't say, well, that doesn't look right. I thought, yeah, we'll keep it light down at the horizon. All right. Oh, I can see that purple. See that shimmer? It's at the top. Now, the goal here is that we keep our sky, but we only cover half, about half the board. Remember, this is my third try at this style. You know, as a traditional painter, you paint the sky you want. With this style, I love the idea that it's all left up to the universe. So we have to be very patient for this. I do use a heavier body paint, and I mix all my own colors from scratch and thin them out. I have no idea what consistency. I do it all by eye. Just as a painter, I can't teach that kind of stuff. So I did Google and find out how much I need pour for my 8 by 10 inch board, and it said 4 ounces of, or 3 point something of paint. And I'm like, And I want to get to where I can save all the beautiful paint drippings and make a new color because, oh, some of the colors, like, it's just incredible. Sometimes the catch shows just as much beauty. Now, I realized when I wiped, I actually went onto the board itself instead of just the paint area. So I'm looking at that a little bit going, But look, it's also shifting, right? Yeah, that's absolutely beautiful. I love that sky. I don't want to change a thing. So I peeled the tape off and I'm like, oh my gracious, I could look at this all day, but I want to get the ocean done. And I don't exactly know what I'm doing. Like at this point, I can't pour it too much because if I do, I'm going to lose that sky, right? And that night sky is like precious. I can't wait with that iridescent, kind of like, it's not iridescent, but what is it? The shimmer of the purple. I can't remember what they called that because I don't use that in my normal painting. But it has this unique metallic shimmer. It might be metallic actually. So my goal was just to get this on the board, and I felt like the blue might have been a little thin. Either way, it's absolutely beautiful to see the white go away and create a liquid blue puddle that is just waiting for us to design custom. Now, how would we do this? I wasn't sure. I was thinking it would have been great had I remembered to paint the edges of the board. So figured, well, while this has so much paint on it anyway, I'll just use this little tongue depressor, whatever you call it. And there we go. Now, deep breath. Let's build an ocean. Get all the little air bubbles out. We're going to start with darker blues. Well, not really darker, but the darker of the blues. I want land back here in some way. We'll come back to this. I just don't want it to be a straight line. All right, deep breath. Here we go. Again, I can't really pour this because I'll lose that beautiful sky. So I'm thinking, all right, we've got that little horizon line, right? Now we'll start with this like kind of like muted basic blue. And again, I mix all my colors from so many different things and I can't really tell you the name of it. Now we'll put a couple highlights just here and there, but as we get to the base closest to us, that's where we're going to lay a lot of heavier, lighter waves. Again, I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work, but I added some beautiful turquoise to capture that coloration of the ocean. And then, of course, we've got to have white caps here and there if we're going to go with the fluid ocean. Now, it worked pretty good for the sky to kind of just do this little dragging motion, so hopefully it works. I didn't really want the white to be like too bold, but I realized I had an awful lot of paint on the board. And so I started kind of just getting some of it off and basically just working it, looking at it and seeing if I was feeling the motion. But I didn't quite have what I was looking for. Look at that. Every time I move it, that ocean comes to life. Yeah, I know I want it to be a lot more turbulent and to have deep levels. Look at that ocean. It's actually liquid movement. Let's look at that again. That was so incredible. Wow. It's amazing watching that pour underneath that sky. And it's recorded so you can see it move again and again. I'm starting to see the movement I like, but we need to shift it back up. All right, let's keep working. Like I said, I want land back there. Let's get this flowing like a ocean, right? I think we're gonna need to add something darker. So I grabbed the light color. Right now I realize it needs something. And it's just the paint's getting swallowed up. And I am upset with it. I'm like, oh no, I had it for a minute and then I lost it. So I'm like, okay, I know what it is. I have got so much paint on this board. At 1 minute, I was like, I should just scrape it. This entire time, had I just stopped to add the darker color, it would have likely solved a lot of the issue. But right now, I'm too busy making this turquoise mud. And I'm just intent on making turquoise mud. Finally, I'm like, yes, that's what it is. We need definition. All right, now we're talking. I kind of wish I hadn't added the white yet, so I could get that dark color built back in there to get the depth of the ocean. But at the same time, how could you change one thing? Because if you change one thing of what you did to get to where you are, then guess what? You won't get the same result. Now I'm feeling it. And I've also learned a lot. Get that movement in there by actually using the darker colors to create that deep, rich feel of the ocean moving peacefully by. Yes, I'm starting to like it a lot. We'll do a little bit of refinery, just a here and there. You wait till you see this dry. It is so amazing. Yeah, I wanted it to not feel like I had drizzled the stick across there, but that there was action. Oh, I love it. And look at that blue up at the midline, the midhaven, below the sky, and where the... I just love this. I thought I could maybe get some splashes, and if it got in the sky, it kind of looked like stars, so I just went with it. And it did bring things to life because water splashes. Wanted rid of that. Here's where it came so perfect, because when this dries, wait till you see the land just like I wanted. I just love this. Oh my golly. I want myself to stop messing with it because it's perfect. Leave it alone. Stop it. Don't you dare mess with that sky. But I gotta keep going because it's too fun. It's so relaxing and so therapeutic. But I'm in love with it. Look at this. Look at that sky. Iridescent. A little lacing too. And there are those beautiful waves. I almost feel like I'm being sucked down a drain in that one, like, wave. I hope it dries right. I hope it leaves definition. I hope the shimmer comes out. Voila, the dry result. I am totally satisfied. Third painting, and I don't know if I can part with it. But then again, I'd like to buy more art supplies. So, if you are interested in this beautiful original, you can check the pinned comments below. Also, if the original has been sold, it will be marked so. However, I will have prints available at a much more affordable price. And each print is signed by me personally and comes with a certificate of authenticity of the numbered print that you would receive. This one is numbered to 500. I appreciate everything you do for this channel as we grow and I expand and explore. and I can't wait to paint with you again. Thank you absolutely for everything. If you enjoyed my content, please support the channel freely by simply hitting the like button, hitting share, or if you want to know when I upload again, hit subscribe and that little notification. I hope to see you again real soon when we can play in the paints again.